before this video starts, I would highly request that you watch until the end before forming your own opinion in the comments. Guamgo is trying to get my channel terminated just like he did with Parlo a couple of years ago, claiming his strikes are legitimate when they are not. This is extremely serious and you need to watch until the end. Today's video is about Guamgo, who has made not one but two defamatory videos against me, and I will give him the benefit of the doubt. They do contain about 0.1% of good criticism, but the rest of it is either talking about something completely irrelevant that has nothing to do with me, pulling random half-assed screenshots as evidence, and making massive false claims based off of it, and pulling anything he possibly can out of his ass to make me look bad. Why would he do this, you might ask? Well, it's all about views, and Guamgo doesn't want you to know this because he likes a moral grandstand when it comes to that. But I will be showing you guys that he is directly lying about me in this new video, and just please, I ask of you guys to hear me out before commenting anything or coming to a conclusion. And if you're wondering why I never responded to Guamgo's first video, well, it was dog shit and full of massive lies, so I chose to ignore it. But I just can't let Guamgo get away with lying and manipulating people into thinking they can just false strike me with no reason. And yes, I will be using clips from his video so I can directly respond to his points, so it makes it easier overall. So no, Guamgo, you cannot strike me as this video falls under fair use.
It's about time I talk about this again. The Roblox community is full of drama and expose videos, but here's the truth that nobody wants to admit. Half the channels making these expose videos deserve to get exposed themselves. Creators like Documentary, or now calling himself Ducky.
Oh yeah, and he uses the point that I'm switching up my name or something, but bro, I've had the same @ and name on YouTube since the beginning. The only difference is my profile picture and banner, which he makes the claim that I made this change to run. Like, that is so stupid. You must really think your audience is stupid if you think they won't be able to tell me apart with a different profile picture.
Have built their channels on drama, stealing videos, twisting facts, and spreading lies about me and others. I've already called him out before, but clearly that wasn't enough for him to stop. He's still spreading misinformation from false claims of copyright.
He claims I'm still spreading misinformation about him when I've only spoken about him once, and that was him striking Parlo, which he admits to in this video. But these screenshots he shows on screen are literally just old screenshots, except the bottom one, which was me revealing that he had false striked people before.
And the so-called September 22nd situation, ignoring that I actually consulted FBI agents about it.
Oh yeah, and he keeps bringing up this September 22nd situation, like I've never mentioned it in my life. The only time I did was asking Guamgo in DMs privately directly about it, because I was curious and I wasn't in the Roblox community when that went down. After he had explained the situation, I literally told him that I didn't think he did anything wrong.
And when these people get called out for their lies, they don't just try to argue, they're paying other people to file fake copyright strikes to silence people.
Again, he shows no proof here other than a screenshot of me saying who striked me. Just because you asked why I would offer someone money to strike someone doesn't mean I did, because if you had eyeballs, you would see I didn't say yes to your question. And this is also why you have no proof of me A, submitting a strike against that person, B, admitting to doing so, or C, anyone trustable that can vouch for your claim. This is because Guamgo is trying to spin different tiny situations that didn't even happen into this video full of misinformation. But this gets so much worse, so let's continue.
I want to begin by talking about the videos Documentary makes, because quite literally every video he's posted in the past 6 months has either had at least a third of its content stolen from other channels, or was made with barely any research or effort at all.
Okay, so this is like his main point, me using clips in my videos, which I admit in some instances I may have used way too many clips than I should have, but he twists his narrative like I purposely tried to steal content or take away from his video, when that is actually the complete opposite of what happened. The only reason I would use lengthy clips is because I didn't want to just take your words out of your mouth. I instead wanted my audience to hear said points from you directly, hence why I used your clips. So no, I did not purposely go around stealing the kids' clips just to make a couple dollars on YouTube. I covered a situation that I was going to cover regardless because I'm a Roblox drama YouTuber, except I chose to use the clips from his video instead of just using his points as my own, because I personally think that is more like stealing than anything else.
In my previous video about the situation, I showed 5 or 6 examples of his channel where 30% or sometimes even 50% of the video was stolen. There's a video he made about Bonky Doge where he ripped off exactly 36% of the footage straight from my video.
Again, there was no bad intentions when doing this, and ever since you came out about 3 months ago in DMs about my Bonky Doge video and we got into a massive argument, I've since stopped using as many clips and I only use them when they're necessary. I also have stopped using other Roblox drama channels as research to avoid any possible similarity. But you avoid bringing this up at all because your only goal with this is to make me look bad, not to actually help change my content, which is why you have barely ever spoken to me off camera about any of this, and when you did, we got into a group chat and resolved resolved things. Yet as soon as I got a video with a lot of views, you decide to randomly drop a video on me, which ironically, I just came back after not uploading for 2 weeks and had a video do pretty well, and what did Guamgo do? He makes another video on me.
And I'm not just talking about him using the same screenshots, I mean he literally took my video footage itself. I have huge issues with this type of content. First, it's lazy, sloppy content. Ducky clearly doesn't care about the situations he's covering.
Oh yeah, he also uses this point that I don't care about anything I make my videos on, and I only do it for money, which is not only the dumbest argument I have ever heard, because you act like you don't get paid for making videos either, but you literally show no proof of this. If I didn't care about the situations, why would I make videos on them? I don't care about money because I make plenty of it outside of YouTube, and I could care less, to be honest, if I make $1,000 or fucking $10 on YouTube.
It's obvious he's just churning videos out to have something to upload, and his attempts at daily uploads prove it. In my opinion, trying to upload daily with the kind of serious content we do feels malicious, and it's part of why so many people look down on channels that call out bad actors.
Here, he shits on me for daily uploading, saying that it is proof that I don't care about what I talk about. Guamgo can have whatever opinion he wants, but video editing doesn't take long for me, neither does scripting, and I spend like 99% of my time researching these videos. And because I don't have to work a job, I can just spend all my time making these videos, and that's what I love doing. I love doing YouTube, and I love being able to either inform or entertain people every day, which is exactly what I do.
But my other problem with that specific Bonky Doge video is even larger. Documentary shoved the most important part of my video, the legal justification for why Bonky Doge is a problem, all the way to the end where fewer people would see it. That's actually a big reason why Bonky Doge managed to get away with what he did.
This claim is insanity. He claims that Bonky Doge got away with his actions because of me, and he acts like this video is a one-off. But I've made just as many videos on the topic as you, Guamgo, and he also likes to use the fact that I put a section of his video at the end and people didn't watch it. But no matter how I arranged the video, that would have always been the case. It was also near the end of your video, which is why I put it there, which I also updated in a future Bonky Doge video that I made, which he chooses to leave out. What a surprise.
Because not only are Documentary's videos stolen, they're also helping people like Bonky Doge, whose own lawyer confirmed that he was in possession of illegal material, avoid accountability.
Bro just accused me of helping Bonky Doge get away. Like, bro, you are really reaching for anything to make me look bad, huh? Also, if I never cared about the Bonky Doge situation, why in the fuck would I make it my deal off camera to try and contact local Thai police in order to try and get him arrested? And when I told this to Guamgo, I got completely ignored.
And he hasn't done this once. In my previous video, I gave a couple examples, but never went into too much depth about how far this issue goes. The videos I'm putting up on screen now show exactly how much of each of his videos are stolen. How Parlo ruined this Roblox YouTuber's career, which was a 30-minute long video, had 54% of the video stolen.
Again, using transformative clips, even if they take up to 50% of the video, they are still fair use given what I am talking about. And with that Parlo video, a lot of it was interviews or Parlo's personal experiences that I included, which is why Guamgo gives no examples.
PGHL Films, Roblox's evil YouTuber that got away, which was roughly 12 minutes long, had 61.5% of the video stolen.
Like I said in the intro, there are a few times where I genuinely overused clips, which is why I have stopped and have since changed that flaw. I'm not saying that I never overuse clips, but half of these examples are leaving out why I use these clips and just make the claim that it's stolen content when they were always transformative.
How Roblox's most popular YouTuber got exposed, which was a 10-minute long video, had 56% of the videos stolen. I even recently came across this one video titled Worst of Roblox May 2025, which was an hour and 25-minute long video, which had over 25 minutes of stolen footage.
The reason he says 25 minutes here is because it is only about 30% of the actual video, but he knows that sounds a lot better than 25 minutes out of 1 hour 25 minutes. It's so clear that this guy doesn't care about what I'm doing and just using these as points to make me look bad.
And some of the clips were repeated 3 to 4 times to lengthen the video, which I find genuinely insane.
The video was a compilation of all my videos from May, so no shit some clips were used twice. I've since stopped posting compilations because they feel sloppy to me, which again is valid criticism, except the way that Guamgo is describing it in his video is making me seem like I go out of my way to steal content because I'm too lazy to do it myself, when that is completely opposite of the case. Like I said earlier, the clips are transformative, and I would never put them in unless they had a reason to be there. He then goes on to talk about my friend Webb, which I'm not going to speak on because I'm here today to talk about what Guamgo has said about me.
Before anyone tries to argue that Ducky's videos are automatically protected by a fair use on YouTube, let me make this clear. Fair use is ultimately determined in the court of law, not YouTube itself.
This is quite possibly the dumbest way I've ever heard a YouTuber talk about fair use. Yes, fair use is decided in the court of law, but it is also for anybody to search up. I mean, literally look up the definition. Fair use in copyright law allows limited use of a copyrighted material, aka someone's clip, without permission from the copyright holder, particularly for purposes like commentary, criticism, or news reporting, which is exactly what I do, meaning it falls directly under fair use, but Guamgo doesn't want to tell you this because it doesn't fit the narrative of his video.
Under Title 17 U.S. Code Section 512, YouTube operates under what's called the safe harbor provision of the DMCA. That means if someone files a copyright claim, YouTube is legally required to remove or disable access to the allegedly infringing material quickly, even if the situation might seem like fair use.
Bro, this is the dumbest shit I've ever heard. Yes, YouTube does this, but not because they think it's correct, it's because they don't want to be held liable, which is why we see so many creators getting false striked, because YouTube allows them to go through almost instantly with no proof.
So even though Ducky might insist that all of his videos are fair use, that's not how the law actually works.
Hey buddy, I hate to break it to you, but this is actually how the law works. Do you want me to get a lawyer to explain this? Oh wait, no, because that would go against your narrative, and of course Guamgo can't have that happening.
Whether something qualifies as fair use depends on several key factors that the courts look at when deciding if someone's content is protected or it's just copyright infringement pretending to be commentary. Let me walk you through the 4 factors of fair use and show you exactly how Ducky's video fail on nearly every single one. First factor, purpose and character of use. This factor considers whether the use is commercial or non-profit and whether it's transformative. Ducky does monetize his videos, so his use is commercial, even though he sometimes adds commentary.
No, it's not commercial, it's transformative. Are you genuinely stupid, or are you purposely claiming something different to fit the narrative that I'm an evil person who steals YouTube videos for a living?
It's very minimal compared to the huge portions of original videos he uses. For example, in one video we're looking at about a 3-minute range here, he included 2 clips from my content that were each about a minute long.
Again, he uses the Bonky Doge video as an example, which I've responded to earlier in this video.
This strongly weighs against fair use. The second factor, the nature of the original work. While Ducky's video covers factual topics rather than purely creative works like art or music, the factor generally carries very little weight in court, so it doesn't help his case much either way.
And I love how he speaks about this as if he's going to sue me. Like, bro, you could not hold up in court. Just because you're a shitty version of Paulo doesn't mean what you say is factual. There is plenty of times, and this video is a very good example, where you completely lie or twist something to form a narrative.
The third factor is the amount and substantiality used. This is a big one. Ducky has repeatedly taken substantial percentages of people's content. For example, several of his videos have over 30%, 50%, or even 60% of their runtime made up entirely of footage he took from other creators, including me.
But he forgets to mention that these clips are 1, transformative, 2, from multiple different creators, and 3, have a purpose as the clip. I mean, this would be like if I called out Paulo for using clips. Like, it's such a shit argument, and it's so clear you're just forming a narrative because you have personal bias towards me.
Using that much material heavily weighs against fair use. The fourth factor is the effect on the market. Ducky's copying directly harms people's videos. For instance, with my video in the Bonky Doge situation, he pushed out crucial parts of my legal explanation to the end of his video where fewer people saw it. Not only does this help people like Bonky Doge avoid accountability, it also damages the reach and views of my original video. People might watch Ducky's video instead of mine because he used so much of my footage, and simply putting credit to Guamgo on his videos doesn't fix the damage he caused to my audience and reach.
Buddy, you not only have so much more reach than me because you have a Discord and the type of dedicated audience you have, but the only time you've ever said something about this was when my video got more views than you. Because at the end of the day, that is all you care about. And maybe you don't directly do YouTube for money, but oh boy, if someone covered a topic that you did and outperformed your video, you would be so incredibly mad. Which is why you not only blew up in messages with me, but even when we were resolving things in a group chat, you didn't give a single fuck about actually resolving the situation, and you only cared about trying to get me to admit to something I didn't do.
And just for additional context as to why I care so much about this, and before Ducky attempts to twist this into a, oh no, Guamgo cares only about views and reach. Yes, because your video was so flawed that it pushed the most important part of the video to the very end.
Okay, so let's give Guamgo the benefit of the doubt here. Why did you never come to me about taking down the video? Or even making a new video to fix these issues you say came from me using your clips? Like, it's obvious you only have one goal, and it's to make me look bad. If this was flipped the other way around, I would have messaged you privately to sort it out. Which is why when your friend Volk made a video about me that called me worse than a literal predator, I contacted him in private first to take down the the video before making some huge drama video on the kid. It's so clear where your intentions lie, and it's definitely not to do something right.
You can't even make a single video without using someone's clips.
Yeah, no shit, because most of my videos nowadays are commentary. I don't do the exposing anymore like I used to because it's a massive risk of getting doxxed and striked. So now I just cover topics that everybody else does because it's safe, or drama I see on Twitter, or anything of the sort. If there is a clip associated with a drama I'm covering, why in the fuck would I not include that in the video?
Overall, Ducky's videos weigh against the first, third, and fourth factors of fair use. The second factor barely matters in this situation. So legally speaking, it's very unlikely his videos would be considered fair use if this went to court.
Yes, they would. And if you want to prove your point, try and take down my video and I promise you it will get appealed and you will look extremely stupid. But you know that it would, so you would never do something like it, which is why your strike on Paolo went away.
That's why it would be completely justified for me or anyone else he's stolen from to file a copyright takedown if he keeps using huge portions of other people's videos.
Now this is fucking insane. Subliminally telling your audience that they are justified to strike my channel is insane, and it shows you have no intentions of doing anything right, and in fact you are trying to encourage people to file illegal strikes on my channel. This can also be backed up since the premiere chat when this video went live, he literally asks his chat if he should strike me. Like, are you genuinely insane?
Now ironically, now that we're at the matter of copyright, Ducky has been caught very recently trying to pay people to file illegal copyright strikes onto other channels.
Notice how the messages he shows don't have any admission, they don't have any proof of me doing the striking, it's simply just Guamgo asking me a question and me talking about how I was the one who got striked. So I don't know where he got this from to completely twist this into what it's not.
I spoke about this in my previous video, and instead of just rehashing everything I've said, I'll just play the clip from my previous video. This isn't even the worst thing Documentary's been caught doing. He was exposed for hiring someone to send out illegal copyright strikes, trying to silence other creators, and when he got caught, he tried to pay that person off. He even went back and altered his past messages to cover up the track.
He also brings up Anabe, who I was actually given contact with to help resolve the strike on my channel. This was never about striking anyone. This was purely getting a strike removed from my channel. So again, I don't know where the fuck you got this from, but he shows no proof of it at all.
But to save you some time, on screen you can see all the videos that Ducky has stolen in the last few months.
Oh yeah, and he claims that me stealing content is covering the same situations as someone else. Okay, then Paolo should be held accountable for making a grow a garden video after I did. Now of course I don't have an issue with this because it's literally spreading awareness and doing good. And do you see me giving a single fuck that Paolo made the same video just a couple of days later and got more views? No, because I care about what I talk about. I don't do this shit for money like Guamgo claims. And if anyone here is caring about views, my friend, that would be you. You're the only person I've met in this community who complains about other creators covering the same topics as you. You are literally a drama channel. We all cover the same things, bro.
This guy is genuinely pathetic, and I strongly believe he does not care about the stuff he speaks about, and as I left off the clip from the previous video, it actually leads into what I want to talk about next. One of his recent videos is about the Roblox YouTuber Flores being at risk of termination, a video he ironically stole from my channel.
Like bro, Guamgo is so fucking egotistical to think I covered a situation purely because he covered it. It's actually insane that he claims this is stealing. I saw a Twitter post claiming that Flores had been dealing with hella copyright issues, and it's something I'm strongly against, so I decided to make a video on it. Now to claim that I made it because of you is so egotistical. And bro, get a grip. The world doesn't revolve around you and other people do exist, so stop acting like you are the be-all and end-all of Roblox drama.
About 27% of his video was other people's footage, but aside from that, the start of his video focused more on me than Flores' situation. At the beginning, he mentioned Flores possibly getting terminated, but then he switched topics to something from over a year and a half ago when I filed a copyright strike against Parlo. He left out a lot of important details which I want to clarify here.
He claims the beginning of my video is about him when I spoke about his situation for about 5 seconds of the video. And last time I checked, you never clarified anything about striking Parlo, and it was just left behind and covered up. Which is why when you threatened me but didn't specify what it was, I took that as you threatening a strike. Because you have done it in the past.
First, my copyright strike against Parlo is nothing like what's happening to Flores. Flores got false, illegal copyright strikes that were completely baseless. In Parlo's case, I filed a legally justified strike over a situation that was resolved very quickly.
It was not legally justified because you did not own anything. This guy claims that he owned a situation and copyrighted it. Like, that's like me saying I own Grow a Garden getting exposed. And anyone else who makes a video on, I can strike them because I own the situation. Like, do you know how stupid that sounds, Guamgo?
To simplify the past drama back then, Parlo was misinformed about a victim who supposedly hadn't given permission to talk about a certain situation. But when I spoke to that victim directly, they said they'd given full permission and didn't know what Parlo was talking about. Parlo made a video repeating the same story using about a minute of my footage, which legally justified my copyright strike. Looking back, there were definitely better ways to handle it and has been resolved for years. Even Parlo agreed that it was petty and bad faith to bring it up again after all this time.
This guy claimed that his strike was justified because he used a minute of footage. Like, he literally admits to false striking Parlo here and just claims that it was legitimate. I don't know how anybody is believing this guy anymore. Parlo fell under fair use and you just false striked him. Probably because he didn't want to get his channel terminated, he decided to become friends with you and allow your narrative to continue. He then gets Parlo to say the strike was settled, which it was still a false strike. Parlo just got over it and became friends with Guamgo again. Except Guamgo sees this as him being in the right and completely avoids any accountability of false striking Parlo. Using a minute of a clip that Parlo claimed was transformative does not justify you striking him, period.
This wouldn't be the first time Ducky was acting in bad faith, as a few months ago, Ducky was going around and spreading false information about not only myself, but also Parlo. I briefly spoke about this in my other video about Ducky, but never went into too much depth. Ducky was going around messaging major YouTubers like Schlepp, Green Lego Cats, and a bunch of other creators, spreading misinformation about Parlo supposedly dating a 12-year-old.
Now, this is one of Guamgo's most insane claims. 1. I have never spoken to Green Lego Cats in my life. 2. This involved someone called Dupe who lied about his age to Parlo, and when Parlo brought this up in a group chat that has since been deleted, yes, I did betray his trust and sent it to Schlepp. Not because I was trying to falsely claim that he was a pedo, it was to get someone's opinion who was much more experienced with these things than me. Since then, I've said numerous times in my videos that Parlo never did anything wrong, and I will still stand by that. So twisting that into me spreading false allegations is insane. I sent the screenshot to one person who was also friends with Parlo that didn't leak it, but he makes the claim that I sent it to all these people while showing zero proof. I mean, I don't know where the fuck he got this Green Lego Cat shit from.
Now, since then, these lies were debunked in numerous videos, either my own or Parlo. But regardless, he was spreading misinformation and was trying to stir up enough drama to make a fictitious defamatory video on Parlo.
He claims that I spread this to try and cancel Parlo so I can make a video on him. Like, are you genuinely insane? This is the wildest thing I've ever heard. Genuinely, what is this guy smoking? This is the most schizophrenic video I've ever seen. It contains about 1% of valid criticism and about 99% of out of context screenshots, misinformation, false claims, and straight up blatant lies. Guamgo then just goes on about some random situations he claimed I talked about, which I didn't. And for context, it was him being accused of live streaming CP, which I never once claimed that. And in fact, I told Guamgo directly that I think it was false. So I don't know where he pulled that one from, to be honest. It's pretty clear that this guy only cares about ruining my reputation and doesn't actually give a single fuck about what he's talking about, especially considering 99% of what he said was either a lie or out of context. And it's sad. I thought Guamgo was genuinely a good guy who actually cares about what he talks about. And I'm sure he does to an extent, but you lose all credibility when you make videos like this out of hatred, not because you have criticism towards me, but because you feel emotionally angry about me being on the platform. Now, I will never be mentioning Guamgo again. You can check my recent videos. I don't overuse clips anymore, which is about the only valid criticism the kid had. And yeah, I hope you guys can hear me out without just straight up hating on me. Also, I just got sent this, that he is literally considering filing strikes against my channel, that he claims legitimate when they are not, and encouraging others to false strike me as well. And look, I think it's cringe to threaten any legal stuff, but I might genuinely have to take legal action if he continues, because this is crossing a line that I didn't think Guamgo would ever stoop back to. But yeah, have a good one, guys. I love all of you who support me, and I will probably take a week's break just to let people see my response, because it would be unfair otherwise. But yeah, peace out and have a good one.